Okay, I just hope you guys hear me. When someone gets there, if you're there already, let me know if you hear me. Do you hear me now? So just let me know. And if this shirt is too colorful for you, tomorrow I'll have another one, so don't worry. How you doing? Okay, somebody's there, and you can hear me. Yes, I hear you. Ooh, great. Well, what I want to talk about today is how God, there just seems. I mean, well, first of all, I've been following government programs for like 40 years or more, and written 100 books or more on it, and sold millions of copies, and so I've been following this stuff. I think more than anybody else in the country. And what's going on now, I have never seen more government programs, particularly money programs, particularly grant programs. That's why until the COVID came, I used to try to tell people don't talk about grants because most of the money is not even called grants. Well, that's starting to change now because of COVID. Most of the stuff they're calling grants. Now, if you go right now and Google grants, even grants by itself, just for today, and put today's date in it or yesterday's date. See what I do, I go to Google Alerts and I set up a Google Alert. So I have Google search every day and give me an email with how many grants, what are grants. Now, sometimes I'll get, like Grant Sullivan did this or something, but you live through that. But 80-90% of this stuff is real money, COVID related, because of what's going on with that. And they're just all over the country. Now, they're not going to be federal grants. Most of the stuff now is local and nonprofit organizations. God, I just see one of the, I forget who it is now, Home Depot, I think it is, or the other one, the other big, fix-it-up store place, are giving grants to small businesses. Okay, these are grants. Cities are doing this. Nonprofit organizations, money to pay rent or your mortgage. And lots of rent money coming out. You put in Google COVID grant. Go to Google, put in COVID grants and rent, and you'll see, man. And the problem is, a lot of these now, the local ones, are finite. There's only so much money they'll give out. So that's why it's so important. Like the list I ran today, and here I actually have it here, there's about 70 programs in it. And some of them are going to start, like the application will start on June 15th and close on June 30th. So you got 2 weeks to apply, and that's it. So that's why I think it's better to start looking for new stuff, not just Google grants. Google what today, what's showing up today, what's showing up this week, what's showing up yesterday. They're the ones you want to know about, because that you get closer to the front of the line than if you just put all the grants. You'll see something and, oh yeah, we ran out of money 2 months ago, but it's still on the internet. That's what the internet's about. Sure, it's better than something that's printed in book, where I used to do reference books, but it's still out of date. So that's why you have to learn how to use this stuff, so you get new stuff and not just old stuff. And it is just more. To have 70 grants like that, everything from, you have kids. It's for nonprofit organizations. I ran into emergency mini grants to pay salaries to artists, things like that. There's a lot of pain out there, and I think you probably know, most of us know now, except maybe the people telling you everything's okay, that this is going to be a while, and it's going to be a long time, and maybe a year before we dig out. Maybe, I've seen people say it'll be 2 years before we get back to where we were, in January. And so you got 2 more years of this. That means jobs are tighter, money's tighter, everything. It seems what you want to do is also learn your rights with anything. I think we get scared about owing people money because we're responsible people and we want to pay our debts and things like that. But remember, to these big organizations, particularly banks or landlords, you're just a digit in the computer. And you have to know your rights to deal with them, because they don't play by morals. You may think it's right, your mother may say it's right, but all they worry about is if it's legal. And anything else about being right or wrong, I think, is way off their scorecard. So you have to know your rights of being legal. So if you're worried about rent, that's it. There's free legal help in every city about that. There's housing authorities. These are government offices. Again, you want to look for government websites. That's .gov or .org websites. They're nonprofit. Anybody else is going to figure out a way to charge you money. And there's just too much free stuff in that. And maybe you want to pay money later, that's fine. I mean, I don't want to stop you from spending money. Help keep the economy going, I guess. But a lot of people don't have it, and you just get more financial trouble if you're paying somebody, $500 to get out of a $2,000 debt or whatever it is. And that's why you got to go to the free stuff. But also to get income, to find these new sources of income. I'm going to do a report now about really being one of those virus contact checker. They're hiring people at $20, $50 an hour, with or without degrees, stuff like this, all over the country. They need a couple 100,000 of them, and you could do it from home. And I did something a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to update that, and it should have it out by the end of the day. Also for your rent, there's a lot of help for rent. I mean, look for nonprofit organizations that's specialize in this, because rent laws are different in every city, every state. They're all different. So you have to find out what's locally. And one place is your local housing authority. If you Google this, Justia, Justia, and that's a website that keeps track of legal stuff, and it's .com. So, but if you do this, free and low cost legal help, and Justia, and then you'll see and put in your county, the name of your county, and you'll see all the people who get grants to help you with legal help. Whether they're government supported or nonprofit organizations, or there's really a lot of active. What's important to know about the, I guess they're called activist associations, that really fight for individual rights, but for the whole community. That's what the American Medical Association is. They're like a union, and they fight to get doctors as much money as they can. Well, there's other ones for like renters, that fight to protect renters all over the country. And they're national organizations that are .org. They don't charge money, and you can learn the laws from them. The one that I'm familiar with, they have a state-by-state laws there, and could point you to get legal help and all this kind of stuff. I mean, it's going to be a long time, and I think what you have to put in the back of your mind, you may or may not be coming back to work. You don't even know when it is. Even if you're on the unemployment, if you're not on unemployment yet, check that out. Go and apply. And that you want the pandemic unemployment, not the regular, because that includes people that are taking care of people, not even making income yet, or if you're on part-time. So there's so many options. That's why, hell, you just apply. Let them say you're not eligible. Don't believe me. Don't believe you when you read something. No, person writing the check is the only one. And that's what you got to do. So you apply to that. It can't hurt. And if you need money for your business, there's still a lot of PPP money left. That's the paycheck program, for small business that turns into a grant. But also, there's money now if you're a small business and you had a consulting firm or something. There's money for you to get back into business. And this, you'll see that listing of 70 programs. There must be 6 or 7 in there that are just to help businesses get back in business. That's where we're at now. We're trying to get back into business. Yeah. Like the last 3 days, I went out to eat for outdoor restaurants. They're opening up, and the person, he knew me, who had the restaurant. It was a nice little restaurant. He said he doesn't think he'll make it. He'll be gone by the summer. He said he can't live on like just half capacity. And that's what they have to stay at now. So he said he's going to be gone and something else or whatever. So if you're working for that restaurant, yeah, that's not going to be there forever. You don't know for sure. And that's why, to me, what it is start planning for some kind of future or alternative. It doesn't have to be for sure. I mean, you don't want to start getting a medical degree or something. Maybe you do. But if you do, then just start doing it. Check out the local community college and see what courses you could start taking that are healthcare related that you could use towards some degree you want to get. And you could probably get it for next to nothing doing that. There's just too many ways to learn like that. And there's a lot of, particularly these high demand fields that we expect we're going to have in the future. Then what happens is, the government gives the school money to train people for the jobs that we're going to have to fill. So that's what you want to do. Where are we training people for? And if you're looking for a job, remember that there is a database of all the organizations that train for jobs, and they get money from the government to pay your salary. To pay your tuition. And these are short-term things, 3 months, 6 months kind of thing. You want to be a massage therapist or a lock picker or a nose picker, either one. They both probably make good money. Actually, I took a free course at the library on how to pick a lock. Yeah, that was great. A free course at the library on how to pick a lock. See, there's just so many ways to start learning stuff, start seeing what it is. You're thinking about, I want to start a nonprofit organization. Okay, don't start figuring out how to start a nonprofit organization. Anybody could do that. That's just mechanical. What you got to figure out is what kind of nonprofit and what it is. So what you do now is find nonprofit organizations. Like maybe you want to help the homeless or kids or something. Well, you find nonprofits now that are doing that and go volunteer. So if you volunteer once a week to see how they're doing it, how they're getting their money and things like that, that's going to go further, get you further to starting your own nonprofit than whatever the hell you do and take courses and talking to so-called experts or whatever, because you'll be there. It's like learning to swim. You don't go to a classroom to learn to swim. You get your ass in the water. So you want to start for a nonprofit, you go work for a nonprofit, see what that is, and in the field that you want. So then you see an opportunity. I see everybody's doing X, Y, and Z to help women get an education. We should do A. I'm going to start a nonprofit that does A. And that's it. When will I list the sites? Well, you could do this right now. Go to Google and list grants and put in the date. See, that's it. What do you want to do? GRANTS. You put COVID grants is another way. By not having, by having less descriptive words, you're going to get more, but that's okay. It's just going to take a few more minutes to get through those. And then you'll get a list, but put the date. Otherwise, you're going to get 77 million. And the ones you're going to see on the top are those that spend money to find you. And those that spend money to find you are those that want to get money from you. So that's why when you put in Google, you go down, there's a little click below the box that says more or something like that, or advanced search. And you want to search by the day. So you put in, what is this, June 13th? That was yesterday. And that's what, so what date? Today, or they say the last 5 days. That's what you want. You don't want these advertisers. You want that. When did that show up? And then they have to show you those that appeared in Google on that day. That's why if you start a Google alert, you set up in the I forget how it is, but you'll see up in Google somewhere how to set up a Google alert. Yeah, and that's what you want to do. And then you'll see these every day, the new ones. You could put then your state. And what I do is I put in different ones. Like I put in grants, and I put in COVID grants, and then I put grants, Maryland, COVID grants, Maryland. Yeah, and then you get separate emails for each, but that's fine. They're finding your stuff. Oh, see, they're telling me how far I ran. I think 5 miles there. I'm sort of down to walking fast. I think I can't run as much anyway. It's nothing hurts, nothing hurts more. But it's sort of the balance and thinking quickly with all the traffic and everything. I don't respond as quickly. People who are my clients and customers, how much I screw up. I forget stuff. I say I'm going to do things and I don't. That's why I just tell everybody who works with me, and if you don't get what you need from me or what I say I'm going to do in 2 days, you just got to start yelling. I just forget stuff. And I think it's not going to get better. This isn't like a cut that will heal itself. This is just aging that is really just going to get worse. But it's fun, interesting. Got to use more of stuff and figure out other ways. I'm having more fun now than ever before, and that's the key, man. If you're having fun, all the little stuff. I remember like playing golf. If I wasn't playing golf well, everything would bother me. A bird would tweet, 6 holes away. I was like, that sucker ruined my shot, or somebody, 8 feet away, it moved. Oh, that interrupted my swing. But I'm playing well. None of that bothers me. So life is like that too, I feel. You find something you like doing it and you're doing it well. All the little pain in the ass stuff in the world that you have to put up with because that's life. Doesn't bother you. And that's what's neat. That's I remember when I used to work for organizations, I used to worry about what kind of office I had, what kind of chair, if I was traveling first class, and all this kind of stuff. Now when I start doing my own stuff, I just want to do it. And I don't care if I go there, get there on a camel. I just want to get there and do this stuff. And that's what neat. I see somebody use PayPal for PPP. Yeah, everybody has various successes with very different kinds of things. I mean, I'd start with trying to find small banks and big banks. I call a dozen people, see how receptive they are. I mean, that's the way to do it. It's like shopping for anything. So just don't, because one person wants to do it, then they're going to run into some trouble saying no, and you've lost 2 weeks. So it's always better to have. So glad you're not a grumpy old man. I got some ex-wives maybe will disagree with you on that. But no, life is so much to do. And I think the thing about doing it is trying to give as much as you can, trying to contribute as much as you can. All this stuff, I mean, we have to survive and take care of ourselves, so that's it. But after that, having $10 million in your basement, what the hell are you going to do with all that? And it's fun giving and getting that positive feedback. Like now I'm getting better positive feedback than when I was selling millions of copies of books because it's more personal. See, when it was mass markets, you're not personal to anybody. Everybody's like now, gosh, you can't even talk to anybody. Everybody only has an email address or an app, or there's nothing personal anywhere, right? When was the last time you talked to anybody at Google? Unless they're trying to collect money from you. Yeah, I don't know about you. I mean, there's some things like that you want to get fine, but the real life is that personal stuff. One-on-one, you're helping somebody with something, and then you feel of value. If you're not of value, what the hell are you doing here? You have to be adding value to the world, not just taking stuff. But I don't know, maybe that's anti-capitalist. I don't know. Capitalism is good. That's cool. What I love about capitalism, it tells you, it quantifies if you're doing something of value. I mean, we all could think of wonderful things that the world should need, but if the world doesn't want it, what the hell are you doing it for? Yeah, it's like making an invention that nobody wants. Well, no. You're here to invent something to make other people's lives easier. Then if that makes it easier, then they pay you for it, and then you live. Now that's cool. Yeah, to me. So that's why capitalism quantifies that. If you're just going, oh, everybody in the world should have this, and you keep doing it, and nobody really cares, and they're not giving you money because it's free and they don't even use it. So, why are you doing it? So that's what's neat about capitalism. It quantifies if you're doing something of value to other people. Yeah, and that's sort of cool. See, it's a little windy. I don't know if the microphone is too windy. But I only have a mile to go, so I better concentrate on that and get this old body up Connecticut Ave. Because you know what I got to do today? I got to go babysit. My son lives about a mile from me, and they have I got about a 6-month-old, and we go over there and babysit and give mom a break. Because it's never ending when you have a 6-month-old. So I remember we used to go like 5 o'clock in the morning so mom could have a good sleep. And kids are fun. I can make them laugh. Because I dress like they do. Okay, guys, thank you so much. And I'll see you tonight at, if you remember, Let's Go Help. I'm going to be live at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Okay, because after that, I got to go babysit. Okay, so 4 o'clock on Let's Go Help at the closed Facebook group. Okay, take care. Thanks.